Hello everyone, my name is Lilia Boyko and today I'd like to talk about mobile ultrasound units and modern delivery of healthcare. So an overview, this project will focus on change in delivery of imaging services, expanding the boundaries of the satellite clinic, specifically focusing on UW Medical Center where I work, so going beyond the main location and the satellite clinics that we have a few miles apart, and capturing underserved communities that are more rural or patients that are unable to easily get to an appointment by bringing these appointments to them. So what we've noticed is significant change in delivery methods of other goods and services. In the past year, there has been 13% growth in online retail. There has been 18% growth in e-retail and delivery of food, and 400% growth over the past 7 years in the use of urgent care and telehealth. UW Medical Center has also experienced 10% growth in their ultrasound volume, so we keep adding more employees, more workers, because there's significant need for this service after several laws have been passed to limit the radiation exposure of each patient. That being said, there's been very little change to traditional delivery of imaging services, so patients are expected to come to the hospital, receive these services, and go home, whereas all these other fields have expanded beyond that by bringing these services to the patient. So my personal experience, I'd like to go over that real quick. I'm a registered diagnostic medical sonographer at UW Medical Center. This is a facility that's located in the very metropolitan area, and what I hear daily are patients complaining about the high rate of traffic, the lack of parking, and also the rising cost of parking that's associated with these appointments. So in addition to paying for their appointments, they end up taking a day off from work because it'll take them an hour to get to the appointment, an hour from the appointment, and then they assume these high parking fees, which they're unhappy about. So my project focused on bringing ultrasound to the patients, and what I started with is evaluating the time it takes for each patient to travel to the appointment, the cost of travel, and the parking fees associated with it, because this unit would serve those that live farther away and have difficulty dealing with these costs. The mobile unit would also serve the King County nursing homes because those patients require extensive help getting to the patient to the hospital, and then also the correctional facilities in Washington State, so incarcerated population. I evaluated the staffing need that would be associated with a mobile unit as well as the expenses of starting such unit. So the cost analysis, in my research, I found that Dynamax ASATA 5 is a large van that is easily remodeled for medical purposes. This vehicle will cost about $161,000, and then I assumed $50,000 that would be required towards remodeling. Also a Philips Epic 7 ultrasound machine, at about $220,000, a Stryker stretcher for the patient, and then an ultrasound chair for the sonographer. So the costs are broken down here. We assume a 3.88% interest on the 6-year loan, auto insurance, and then the cost of the machine. And this other equipment is, as we'll see in the future. Other cost analysis are medical supplies, so ultrasound gel, linens, probe wipes, and gloves, as well as salaries and benefits for the staff, which will include a medical sonographer, a driver, and a medical assistant. So the following are the costs. The medical supplies that we assume, these are per month, not per patient, and then the one-time purchases that we'll make with the stretcher, gel warmer, chair. Some other costs that we assume are RIS and PACS fees at about $10 per person, and then billing fees at about 12 cents per person. So the salaries and benefits are broken down In the following table, we assume these are hourly, pays about $18, $44, and $28 per hour for these staff members with 280 work hours per year. So what I did is I evaluated the demographics that we see at UW Medical Center. I surveyed 135 patients, and that survey revealed that on average patients travel about 62 miles one way, which takes about an hour and 22 minutes. And then the cost of fuel and the $10 cost of parking comes out to about $27.50 per appointment. So we can see how that is quite expensive. Now some of our patients travel from far away, like Alaska and Montana and Hawaii, which contributes to this high average, whereas other patients live closer, but these numbers assume the average. The demographics, other demographics that I evaluated is the aging population. In the US, we have about 4.2% of seniors living in nursing homes. That's about 1.2 million individuals. 56 nursing homes are located in the King County, which serve about 6,000 people. And all these members, very few of them are able to drive themselves to an appointment, so they rely either on family members or access buses. Both of these result in delayed care just because they have to plan their appointments around other people's schedules, either family members unavailable or these access buses, which give you a 2-hour window, and then patients end up either being way early for their appointments or hours too late for their appointments, and then they may be required to reschedule, so the care is delayed. Another population that I evaluated are inmates in correctional facilities. So about 2.2 million people are incarcerated in the U.S., 17,000 of them in Washington. This is a very high-risk population. About 1 in 3 of them has hepatitis C. And hepatitis C screening for either cirrhosis or hepatocellular carcinoma are very common in ultrasound. These patients have to get ultrasounds either once or twice a year, depending on the extent of their disease. And in order to transport an inmate to one of such appointments, it costs about $2,000. So it's a pretty expensive process. So the financial evaluation that I've done is I found the average cost of an exam. So this is the amount that a facility will make on average per exam, about $892. I assume that about 11 patients can be seen per day in this mobile unit. So the exams usually last between 30 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes. So 11 patients can be seen in an 8-hour day. We assume that in the first month, while the unit is still growing, we'll see about 5 patients, and then every month we'll experience a 12% growth until we reach this max capacity of 11 patients. The max capacity will be reached at around 8 months, and then the break even will be seen at 5 months of operation. So these are some numbers. We'll see that 5 patients per day with 21 work days, and month 1 is 105 patients, multiplied by $892 per exam. And then we see this 12% growth until max capacity is reached at month 8. This also assumes a 10% bad debt for patients that are unable to pay for their appointments. So in conclusion, traditional delivery of ultrasound imaging has experienced tremendous growth due to these advances in modern technology and also push towards radiation-free imaging. However, patient satisfaction suffers tremendously if the service is made exclusive to a hospital setting only. In addition, every mobile ultrasound will improve not only patient satisfaction, but also patient compliance with physician-recommended imaging, and will be able to reach those patients that otherwise would not have come to their appointments because they live so far away. It'll also be able to capture these new markets, such as those living in nursing homes and correctional facilities. And having such unit on site of these locations will result in significant savings to the patient in transportation fees. This will capture a new market and allow us to experience growth in our annual revenue, as well as build a foundation for strong possibility of further exploration of mobile units and then new development of this delivery of healthcare. This project utilized my knowledge gained mostly in the business planning course, which was one of my favorite courses in my BAS degree, as well as the capstone project. The finance and accounting, revenue cycle, economics and healthcare, and marketing in the healthcare environment all contributed significantly to the development of this project, and I'd like to thank all those professors that helped me in gaining the knowledge that I needed to put together this project. I'd also like to acknowledge all other Bellevue College faculty that has brought me to this point, as well as my UW Medical Center colleagues and family that supported me on this journey that I had balancing work and life, and also provided their input on some of the ideas that I had, and my friends and family that were very supportive throughout my educational journey. These are my references, and thank you so much for listening.